Welcome to episode 26 of the Reboot franchise, and we're kicking it off straight away here in the scouting. This is scouting we didn't do after the Jets game, so we'll move on to the next week after this one. But reason why I wanted to start right here. First off, two decent middle linebackers. Well, one pretty good one here, Lance Durham. We like the pursuit with the linebackers. That tells you a lot about them. This guy could be good. We can't see pursuit. It's got to be B or better. But one thing I noticed, literally these three guys have names that look like the ones I made up for the British franchise one. Jabies Clinkscale, William Grammatica, and Lance Durham. Those are ridiculous names. Now, what we've got left to scout before basically all you need to do is scout people, and it's really easy because you can use the combine results. There's only one position left. Now, of course, we can take a bit more of an in-depth look at some people. One position left, and it's this one, running back. Now, we don't need a running back, and listen, after a loss, I don't like to criticize any players because I don't want it to sound like I'm blaming them, but, you know, Treyvon Bromley does fumble quite a lot, or has fumbled quite a lot this season. I don't know why, but, you know, at the end of the last season, he fumbled once or twice in the final few games, didn't at all until then, and now does it as well. And you know, we don't have a super fast guy. Obviously, we have Tariq Cohen as a receiving guy, but we don't have, you know, we don't actually have a super duper number one running back. That is what I would like. A guy that would be close to a 90 overall quite quickly. That kind of guy. A guy we drafted a high 80, not high 80, you know, low 80. And that is what we're looking for. So I do want to take a look at these running backs. We've got basically nothing else left to do with the points really either. So, you know, we don't know anything about these guys, but these two right now, probably good. Carrington Gritton and Sidney Page Moss. Sidney Page Moss is pretty good. They're both out of Stanford. You feel like they've got to do something about that in this game. Too many guys going 1-2 in positions out of the same university will go to the quarterbacks, and we see it with Alabama. So we came back in straight away with the points from the next week, and well, I mean, technically some of these guys could be good, but probably not. We'll take a look. These two guys, okay, we won't take a look at the last one. These two guys, definitely good. Take a look. A- trucking, probably not. I mean, he's a power back with some great stats for that position, or for that role, but B carrying, nope. So power backs, when they've got A or A- in the user moves, or anyone who's really got it in a user move, and that's higher than a B+, you can probably assume it's not going to then have good enough carrying and ball carrier vision. You can obviously look, and what will I do with the 65 points if I don't take a look at some more guys here, but really, it was close. And he could be good late, but not really getting anything here. We want another running back, I think, right now. Could change, but always looking for a fast guy. Always, in every position. So, anyway, now on to what we're all here for. The game against the Arizona Cardinals. It's away from home. Let's take a look at who we'll be playing. So, the starting quarterback is second year Rashard Bridges at an 83 overall. And he's pretty fast as well. I say pretty fast, he's very fast. 83, 86, that's pretty fast for a quarterback. David Johnson we know about, but he's a 99 overall, and we had a problem with a 99 overall last week. The wide receivers looking pretty interesting. John Brown, Taylor Gabriel, and Josh Gordon. The tight end, Luke Wilson. Left guard, Andy Levitre. The defensive tackle, Brandon Williams, who of course we sent to them. Let's hope I think we did actually send them to him, so that could be a return game, never good news. The middle linebackers, Dion Buchanan and AJ Klein. Then the cornerbacks, you'll see no Patrick Peterson. He is injured. So, starting for them is Aaron Colvin, then it's Brandon Williams, then Ross Stinson, a second-year player. Looking at the speeds, actually, I was going to say they're not bad, but they're also not too fast. If we get good matchups here, we could have a chance. I say that every time we lose a game, pretty much, so I'm not going to say that again, ever. And then with strong safety is Tony Jefferson. If you remember, of course, we signed him in free agency before we got rid of everybody, before we had anything to do with the team, and then we sent him back to the Cardinals for a draft pick, so he's probably going to be looking for some revenge against us, and the Cardinals are probably going to be looking for some revenge against us in general. So that's the team, and although we haven't looked too good in the last 2 weeks, I actually saw a lot of stuff I found promising. Now, we have thrown a couple of interceptions that we shouldn't have done just from bad throws from Philip Van Dien. We've thrown a couple from bad decision making, so you know, it doesn't balance out because we need to throw 0 interceptions. But, you know, he just needs to play that tiny little bit better, and I think we can have a very good offense on our hands. If we've had problems anywhere this season, it's been stopping the run, and a mobile quarterback like Rashard Bridges might just exacerbate that problem. 1st and 10 here, and we see him take off straight away. So, right away, we see exactly what he can do. and he can move fast. 3rd and 11, and he looks to do the same again, but Tim Williams brings him down before he can break out of the pocket, and we have the ball here. 2nd and 3, a quick pass inside to Stokes, who obviously gets his first start here. Ashley Stokes with a catch. 3rd and 6, we're looking to pass for the first down, but Ortiz is just stopped behind the line of scrimmage, so we have to settle for 3 points. 2nd and 13, Bridges moving around again, completing the pass there to John Brown for the first down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. It's another completion. It's another first down for them, and now we get them on 3rd and goal, 1-yard line. Rashard Bridges tries to roll out, but Hunter Washington is there, takes him down for the sack, his 45th solo tackle of the season as well. And on 1st and 10, we start to run the ball now with Treyvon Bromley, who breaks out of the first contact, takes it over the 45-yard line, and will not be tackled easily. 3rd and 9, we've got a pass for this one, and it's a pass completed to Jakeem Grant. Dropped a couple of those a few weeks ago, makes the catch there. Treyvon Bromley now with a run on 1st down, trucks the first man there. Doesn't do that too often. That's one thing you can say about Treyvon Bromley. Sometimes struggles to finish his runs, but a quick pass into Juju Smith-Schuster gets us to the 1-yard line, and then on 3rd and goal, it's a quick pass into Juju Smith-Schuster again, who makes a great athletic catch there for the touchdown. So we're up 10-3, but with 1 minute left in the first half, they do this. John Brown on the slant, gets in for the touchdown, gets away from the defenders, so we've got to try and get some points here, and Juju Smith-Schuster does a good job of getting out of that tackle, and we've got a chance at maybe getting a field goal here before the first half ends. 1st and 10, throwing it to the outside. It's a completion there to Stokes, so he's making the most of his opportunities right now. 3rd and 10, we get sacked here. We're just now on the edge of field goal range. We do manage to get it, so we enter the second half 13-10 the score, and we started off with a run with Jaquan Barber. 2nd and 4, we go with Treyvon Bromley, who somehow squeezes through that tiny hole for the first down. 3rd and 10, looking to pass. Philip Van Dijk just throws that. To be fair, it was horribly inaccurate, but it went to the only place Cardinals defenders weren't. 2nd and 11 here. Bridges throws it downfield, looking for a big completion here, but Rashard Peters, who else, knocks that ball out and stops it being a big first down. 1st and 10 now from the 37, and there's an interception by Rashard Peters. Who else? Every time you see a big play right now, it seems to be Rashard Peters, and that's his 3rd interception of the season so far. He's got a bit of a way to go to match Ed Reed's rookie season, but he's certainly giving it the best try he can, and here it's just a great play. He beats John Brown to the ball. Brown, of course, has speed to waste, but he was there first. Now 1st and 10 for our offense from the 40-yard line. It's a thrown pass here for Stokes, who has the speed, but cannot get there. Maybe it was overthrown, maybe he wasn't fast enough. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line now for Stokes again, and he could have taken that into the end zone. Instead, he leaves it behind, and now we go for play-action rollout. Van Dijk rolling out to the right, has Stokes, but Stokes just stopped. He stops in the middle of the field. Dion Buchanan doesn't, and he takes that ball away from him. Stokes stopping, let Buchanan get in front of him. Now Stokes has got to go and try and catch him. It's the only way he'll make up for this, is maybe forcing the ball out, or at least stopping him, but he can't do that. He can't catch him. Van Dijk can't be happy with that. 2nd and 10 now from the 27-yard line, back with the ball, and he throws to Juju Smith-Schuster for a nice completion there. Now on 3rd and 9, we go play action. It completes the pass there to Devontae Parker over the middle of the field, moving the ball well right now. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line, dropping back to pass, rolling out to the right, buying himself time, and then he finds Jakeem Grant. No, sorry, it's Kevon Flowers. Thought that was Jakeem Grant. He's playing the number 2 spot right now. Did anybody mention that George Connor was injured in this game? I think that was completely missed. To sum it up, George Connor was injured. Ashley Stokes wasn't doing well enough in that number 2 spot. Now Jakeem Grant is there. And there's an interception, a tipped pass, and Keywan Hardwick has it. We were just trying to sum up what's happened, but this defense doesn't do small plays. It only does big plays, and there's another turnover. It's the second one of the day, and it's the second one by the safeties. One for each of them now. 3rd and 6, and Philip Van Dijk is sacked there. Can't do anything about it. The score 24-17 here with 4 minutes left in this last quarter, and there Rashard Bridges making people miss again. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line now, trying to run away from the defenders. That's exactly what he does. Now it's down to Rashard Peters, who manages not only to stop him, but he sacks him when all Bridges wanted to do was get a positive run there. On a 4th and 6, again, he's moving outside of the pocket. We've got to stop him, and that's exactly what we're able to do there. This time it's Tyus Bowser with the stop. 3rd and 4 from the 45-yard line there. A completion to Juju Smith-Schuster. It was tight coverage, but he got it in. 3rd and 14. Probably shouldn't have done this with only 40 seconds on the clock, but Juju Smith-Schuster comes up and saves the day by taking that away from the defenders. Likely an interception if he didn't get it. And now we can just run the clock out and end this game with a win. So I saw a lot in that game that I'm very, very happy about. Let's take a look at the stats. I also saw some stuff I'm not too happy about, and it's this. 55% completion percentage. Again, I'm hoping that with an off season to work, you can you know, he can improve the accuracy, but it's not good enough. 16 for 29, that's not good enough. 55% completion percentage, but running still is taking care of everything. 22 attempts for 112 yards for Treyvon Bromley and a touchdown. Receiving, Juju Smith-Schuster had himself a great day, 6 for 81 and a touchdown. Ashley Stokes had a chance and absolutely then had no chance. Not only did he have 2 drops, he also stopped on a route that made Van de Eyck throw that interception. So his one interception can't be mad about. Why did Ashley Stokes just stop in the middle of the field and allow Buchanan to just get in front of him? Kevon Flowers had 1 chance, made a good play. Jakeem Grant had 1 chance, made a good play. So, you know, we've got plenty of options that are apparently better than Ashley Stokes. Then on defense, Kevon Hardwick leads the team with 5 tackles. Then Kalen Borum, then Rashad Bass. They did pass it around a lot, and we took care of the run pretty well. Sacks, 2 for Tyus Bowser, 1 for Hunter Washington, 1 for Rashad Peters. The guy can get a sack on a play where the quarterback's trying to run, and then Tim Williams with 1 as well. Interceptions, the 2 safeties, that's what you always want to see. Rashad Peters with 1. I said it in the last video. I said this is the new Ed Reed, and he absolutely backs that up straight away in the very next game. Another interception, a great interception. Kevon Hardwick, not bad either with a pick. And then, did we have false fumbles? No, we did not, and that is it. So, 1 new injury, of course, it's the big thing that happened in this game, and I think it's going to be pretty long-term. I've seen these injuries before, they're usually long-term. George Connor, our young superstar, is out for 5 weeks. That is terrible, but Bernard Cooper comes back next week, and Kurt Weeks comes back in 3 weeks, so that's not anytime soon, but George Connor to be out for 3 weeks is such a shame. The only positive there is the fact that obviously he had a pretty good chance of stealing Van de Eyck's Offensive Rookie of the Year, although everything George Connor does, Van de Eyck kind of does with him as well. But that's the only positive we can find there. We'll change this straight away. We'll put Jakeem Grant there, and you know what we'll do is we will give Jeff Janis his 2nd spot back, which he, you know, never really deserved to lose, just we went with other guys, and George Connor absolutely proved he was the right choice, and Jakeem Grant is a better slot receiver than Jeff Janis. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's the changes we've made there. We've also done we've already scouted as well, so we can just move on to the next week where we play the Bengals, looking to go 5-0 in the division. So here we are, week 13, and ready to face the Bengals. Returning from injury, Bernard Cooper is back, one of our rookie defensive linemen. We've been missing him, and it's great to have him back. I mean, let's just look at the guy. 80 overall, he's got 86 speed. This is our speed rusher. Mike Richardson, of course, was more of our power guy, although he's not done too badly making up for the sacks that Bernard Cooper hasn't been able to get. But still, we are ready for this. We're at pretty much full strength. We'll just check the injury report for the Bengals because we already know what the team looks like. We're always having problems against their wide receivers, but I feel like the pass defense has kind of been getting a bit better. As you know, Rashad Peters improves. That pass defense has been getting tougher and tougher to crack. And I think, you know, we're ready from this time. We will put, as we have had to do other times, we'll put Terrence Brooks in at number 3 because we need his speed and he's good in coverage as well anyway. So we'll do that. Let's take a look at this injury report. I assume there won't be anything big. But, you know, AJ Green, John Ross, someone being injured there would really help us out. So, Giovanni Bernard out with a broken collarbone and 95 overall. It's nice to not have to play against him. Kevin Minter is out as well. It's a video game, so I have absolutely no problem being happy about guys being injured because, well, they're just simulations. So here we go, Bengals without the starting running back. Bring it on. So here we go. The Bengals, maybe not our #1 rival, but still a team that can spoil our perfect record right now. And they start with Andy Dalton running because he had absolutely nobody to throw to. 1st and 10 there. Tries to get a completion there, but it should be picked off, but it's not. He gets lucky there. That tip pass should have been picked off by at least 2 different defenders. He manages to squeeze one into AJ Green there. Decent coverage by Marlon Humphrey, but AJ Green just is a whole other level of player. Humphrey again couldn't stop him there, and then we get a sack on Dalton, which is good because we needed to stop the groove they'd been getting into. And then on 3rd and 16, he tried to force something down the field, but Hunter Washington was there. Maybe he thought he could try him. Maybe guys think they can try Washington because he's not the fastest player, but do not test this guy in coverage. He knows exactly where he needs to be, and that's exactly where he was on that play. 1st and 10, it's a handoff to Treyvon Bromley. Just manages to get around the outside, makes another man miss, and manages to get the 1st down. A great play from him to start off. And then on 3rd and 4, you don't have to be afraid to run on 3rd and 4 if you've got a guy like Jaquan Barber on your team. 2nd and 10 now. It's our first pass attempt, and it's our first sack of the game. And on 3rd and 2 here, Rashad Peters with the stop on the option play. 2 guys were fooled. Rashad Peters wasn't, and he stops them there. forces the 4th down, forces the punt. We have the ball here, and Vendiak starts this drive off with a quarterback draw. 3rd and 3, looking to pass for the 1st down, throwing it deep, throwing it extremely deep for Jeff Janis, who couldn't get away from the defender and did a good job from not letting that be intercepted. 2nd and 9, they tried to go for a screen here. Pressure came straight up the middle, and the screen was covered, and it sets up this 3rd and 21. Andy Dalton rolling around, throws that out of bounds, and now they have to punt away. We've seen this happen plenty of times this season. Ashley Stokes couldn't hold it down as a receiver, but he's more than held it down as a punt returner. Let's see what he can do there. Gets away from these defenders, only has a couple of guys left to beat. Cannot beat them, but takes the ball all the way to the 32-yard line. 2nd and 12 now from the 34. And that, what happened there? Who knows? Whose fault was that? I don't know, but that ball should not have been thrown that far left. Jakeem Grant was running the opposite direction, had to change direction, but still, it's a terrible decision. 1st and 10. Joe Mixon picks up a nice 1st down there, but on 1st and goal from the 9, we managed to stop him, and then on 3rd and goal from the 5, Hunter Washington will not be denied, will not be blocked, and he stops that and holds him to a field goal. 3rd and 4, and it's just another bad pass by Philip Vandiak. That just completely missed Jeff Janis. There's no chemistry between the two guys. It's been a long time since they've played together, really just a couple of snaps in practice. That's about it, with George Connor obviously having held down that position, and Andy Dalton runs in for a touchdown there. So the Bengals lead 10-0, 40 seconds left pretty much in this first half. Can we at least get something before the half ends? We go play action here, 1st and 10. Rolling out to the right, Philip Vandiak is going to look for something, looking towards the end zone. Jakeem Grant makes the catch for the touchdown. It was an audacious attempt, but it works out. Jakeem Grant makes that play, gets the touchdown. So we start the second half only down by 3 points, a chance to either get ahead or even this game, and Ashley Stokes gets a chance again. We've put him back at the number 2 spot. We feel like we have a speed advantage. We're going to go with it. We get a completion there, and Tariq Cohen on 3rd and 9 cannot make the completion on that play, so we had to settle for the field goal, tied game, and on 1st and 10, Andy Dalton there from the 26-yard line manages to get it into AJ Green for the touchdown. So we're back down 7-10, but again, Ashley Stokes just cannot be covered. He is too fast. We'll see how much separation he had here. If Vandiak would have placed that ball slightly better, that was an easy touchdown. But on 1st and 10, what a huge truck there. Treyvon Bromley goes over 1,000 yards rushing with that rush for a touchdown, with the giant truck just absolutely knocks George Iloka out of his shoes. What an incredible run to go over 1,000 yards on the season with. It's just a great play by Treyvon Bromley. We said in the last game, he doesn't always finish runs, but he finished that one extremely strongly. 1st and 10, Dalton throwing that to John Ross, but Casey Jacobs was having absolutely none of it. Jumps in front of that one. John Ross actually does what Stokes did in the last game, just stops, waits for the ball. What do you think is going to happen? Casey Jacobs takes advantage of just an absolute boneheaded decision by Ross, and, you know, has an easy play on the ball right there, as we can see. 2nd and 2 now. Bengals back with the ball. Unfortunately, we were just outside of field goal range, weren't able to capitalize on the turnover. So the game's still tied at 17 apiece. And look at this, Rashad Peters, he's everywhere. Screen plays, you can't fool him. 2nd and 1, they try and pass it there, but Andy Dalton ran out of time, and we get the sack. 3rd and 11 from the 48. Andy Dalton running out of the pocket, doesn't have anywhere to go, and he is chased down and sacked. Oh look, it's Rashad Peters again. Will that guy stop making plays? The answer is no. 3rd and 37. This is where we need to learn to just take a loss on the drive. Punt the ball away. We should have ran that and then punted, but no, we try and get the 1st down, and that is only going to make bad things happen. But on 2nd and 2, the defense steps up. Marlon Humphrey with the interception just takes that one away. It wasn't perfectly placed, the pass, and he was right there waiting for it. 1st and 10, Treyvon Bromley running for the 1st down. Now the offense has to make up for what it did on that last drive, and repay the defense for a big time turnover when we needed it the most. The score 17-17, 1 minute 20 in this game. Big pass down the sideline to Stokes again, still slightly overthrown, but it's good enough. And on 3rd and goal, we get into the end zone. That run was basically either we keep the clock going and leave them with hardly any time, or we get these 7 points, and Jaquan Barber was not going to be stopped. Runs through Evans, and the way he's running at the end of this play probably should go under the concussion protocol. And now the Bengals block this extra point attempt, and you know what's going to happen here. We're not going to catch him. Chad Kelly isn't fast enough. They get the 2 points, but it actually doesn't matter because they still, either way, would need a touchdown to win this game. A field goal isn't enough. 3rd and 3, they get a completion there. Kalen Borum lost his man in coverage. We did keep him playing all game long, He matched up with Cole Beasley pretty well with speed, and he did a good job, apart from that one play, but that's not a problem. 3rd and 2 now, 37-yard line. Andy Dalton completes for the first down to Joe Mixon. A great tackle by Casey Jacobs because it kept him in bounds. This will be the final play, 2 seconds, and it's incomplete, and we win the game. I tell you what, AJ Green got his hand on that ball at the end, so another game, another 50% completion percentage performance for Philip Van Dijk. Now, to be fair, and again, it's one of those where it's a mix of terrible play calls and terrible decision making in that regard, and some just absolutely wild throws. But to be fair, I'm willing to take the majority of it this time. He made big plays down the field when he needed to. 231 yards in the end, a touchdown, 3 interceptions, but what we'll quickly do is look at that, it's the exact same as Andy Dalton, so you can't blame him. So as long as he does the same as the other quarterback, it's fine. Treyvon Bromley, limited today in total yards, 13 attempts for 70 yards, but a touchdown. Jaquan Barber got himself a touchdown as well. Receiving, we gave Ashley Stokes a chance. We actually started out with Jeff Janis. I just didn't feel anything was happening, and I felt we had a speed advantage if we put Stokes in that game, knowing how fast Tavon Young was. So we put him in, and he showed us DeMarcus Parker had a couple of plays as well. Tariq Cohen, not really. Jakeem Grant with one big-time touchdown catch, and Treyvon Bromley with a catch as well. Nothing from Juju Smith-Schuster this week after a pretty good week last week. Blocking, let's not talk about it because, well, I was pretty annoyed by our first pass attempt being a sack. But, maybe that's something we've got to work on with quarterback positioning as well. Anyway, Hunter Washington leads the team with 11 tackles, and right behind him, it's my new favourite player on the team. It's Rashad Peters. This guy cannot make a mistake. Taking a look at the sacks, one for Ty Spauser, who got injured, and I think it's going to be a pretty long-term injury. Rashad Peters, again, he gets another one. He shouldn't get these. That's the thing. None of these are on, free safety blitzers. These are him taking advantage of opportunities, making quick decisions, and getting sacks that way. Rashad Bass with one and Hunter Washington with one. Pressure came through the middle, or rather not from our linebackers except for the one by Ty Spauser this game. Interceptions. Marlon Humphrey had a huge one, an absolutely massive one. Casey Jacobs had a pretty big one too, and Hunter Washington just had a nice one to start the game off. So it's the end of week 13. We've got 4 games left. We're 9-3. We've gone 5-0 in the division. So our next game is against the Steelers. We've gone 5-0. Can we sweep the division? It's obviously going to be a big game because I assume next week they'll have the same record as us too. We don't lose Tyus Bowser. More importantly, didn't even think about that. So that was just a game injury. That's perfect. And Rashad Peters, that boy is the future of this franchise. We've brought in a load of players, but no one quite as exciting as him. Nobody makes as many plays. Nobody is as consistent as he is. Keemon Hardwick's great and he makes some plays, but he also, isn't quite there where he should be sometimes in coverage, things like that. Rashad Peters just always is. The guy is perfect and he can only get better. That is it for this episode. Next week, we'll try and sweep the division, and let's hope that happens.